In the world of Japanese motorsport and performance, one word stands loud and proud: Nismo. Derived from the words Nissan and motorsport, Nismo has been responsible for creating some of the most engaging to drive and technically brilliant Japanese performance cars over the past 40 years. This is the latest. It's based on the Ariya, Nissan's electric SUV, and on paper it has all the right ingredients: 430 brake horsepower and a retuned four-wheel drive system that, according to Nissan, offers greater turning and lateral forces than the fearsome GTR Nismo. Plus, the system can adjust the power sent to each wheel 10,000 times per second. Sounds impressive. So, let's take a closer look. The Nissan Ariya Nismo certainly stands out, what with the big 20-inch wheels, the ducktail spoiler and the unmistakable huge skirts with Nismo branding on them. Even the fog light looks like it's been pinched off Nissan's Formula E racer. Interestingly, this grey is the only colour you can buy, so if you like your Nismos in traditional white or red, then you're out of luck. It appears we have a Nismo in the technical department, mated to the Ariya's big boot and spacious back seats. I like the design, I like the sense of quality and the haptic feedback you get from the climate controls here. But you get all of this on the regular Ariya. It's just, for me, just not sporty enough in here. Yes, there are plenty of Nismo badges. Yes, there is a big red starter button. And yes, there's lots of manly red and black trim in here. But it's all at odds with the regular Ariya's zen, lounge-like interior feel. And by that, I mean the sense of space and how the ambient lighting is designed to look like traditional Japanese lanterns. You even get the regular car's shag pile carpet, for heaven's sake. And the seats, they're just the same as the regular Ariya's. Yes, they're trimmed a bit differently, but the basic seat itself is no different from the lesser models. Where are the bespoke bucket seats that you get in a Hyundai Ioniq 5N? And I would have liked some more thought to have gone into the displays. Where's the Nissan GTR Gran Turismo-like dials and graphics? For me, it's all just a bit too normal feeling in here. And when you get out on the road and put aside all the 90s romance of the Nismo brand and actually concentrate on the car, the driving experience also feels too much like the regular car. Despite the Nismo looks, don't go thinking this is a rival to the fabulous Hyundai Ioniq 5N. It's more in line with the Volkswagen ID.4 GTX and Skoda Enyaq VRS. Nissan says that when you're in Nismo mode, which we're in now, and you can tell that because everything sharpens up and you get a bit of fake engine noise, which is a bit odd, 60% of the power is sent to the back wheels. And yet, I can't really feel it. Even with the ESP and the traction control turned off, this car doesn't really deliver a thrilling driving experience. Boot this car out of a corner and the back end may wiggle a little bit before it nicely collects itself up and regains its composure. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this car has 430 brake horsepower on paper, and yet it doesn't feel like it. If you put me in this car as a passenger with a blindfold on, I would say this car had 300 brake horsepower, 350 tops. Of course, it still feels fast though. 0 to 62 miles an hour takes 5 seconds, and in the real world that's more than quick enough. And the steering, while it could do with some more feedback, is direct and gives you the confidence to hustle the car along a country road. Suspension-wise, well, it's had a pretty substantial reworking, with revised stabilisers, spring rates and shock absorber settings. However, now, around town, the ride on this car is incredibly firm. Now, I don't actually mind that. This is a performance car after all. But what I do mind is that when you quicken the pace and you thread together a series of flowing, country roads, the body control gets all soft and loose. It's almost like at these kinds of speeds, the suspension gives up its fight with the car's mass. It just resorts to the fact that the car weighs a lot and it gets all soft. So what we've got here is the worst of both worlds. Stiff and uncompromising around town when you might want just a little bit of suppleness, and soft and loose at higher speeds when you want a bit more firmness and control. And then there's the efficiency. Now you might say complaining about how inefficient the Ariya Nismo is just as pointless as saying how uneconomical the Nissan GTR Nismo was. That's true, but this is an EV after all, and electric range is important. Nissan says you should get 261 miles from the 87 kilowatt-hour usable battery, but on average I was getting 2.5 miles per kilowatt-hour, which equates to 218 miles. That was in the summer and on a mixture of city roads and faster roads where I exploited the 430 brake horsepower. Perhaps it's the big sticky tyres that are the fault, I don't know, but I would have hoped for a bit better efficiency than that. Now, don't get me wrong, if you want to have a fast, spacious, easy to live with electric SUV that stands out from all the other electric SUVs in the supermarket car park, this could be right up your street. But if, like me, you're expecting a car wearing the legendary Nismo badge to be a real firecracker, then you're going to be disappointed.